Hiya Chris, lovely to meet up with you again on the range on Saturday and do some further work on your swing. Just a couple of key points. Initially, we're still going to work on this takeaway. We can see that as the club goes back, the hands are still coming up too quickly and the club gets rolled behind us from P1 to P2. So that needs some work on during your next session. I've been picking up some nice bits of information from James Ridyard down at Bedford today relating to this move, and I'm going to feed that back to you during your next session. So I look forward to working with you a little bit more on that piece of the swing when we meet up next. Having said that, that move is largely due to, not only due to, but largely due to a complete lack of hip movement during the early part of your swing. You can see there from P1 to P2, there's absolutely no turning of the hips whatsoever, and there's a limited turning of the hips all the way up to P4. When we look at it from face on, one of the things that we can do to free those hips up a little bit is let that left knee work in behind the ball a little bit more. So you're very sort of still with that left knee. The left knee, if it worked in a little bit more, not a lot, just a little bit, would just free up this right hip. If the right hip can turn, you do that sort of, you come out of that flex in the hip, but it still doesn't turn freely enough. So you can see there the right hip has got a little bit higher, but it hasn't turned deep enough in this direction. So it's got to go up and back, up and back. At the moment, it's just sort of going up. It's not really working back enough. So again, if we can free these hips up, and what we're doing here is we've got a little bit of work now on trying to get the feeling that the right hip was moving up and back. We've got the drill, we've put the prop in before we start, and we can see that the hips move a little bit, but still don't move enough, early enough. Having said that, as we get to the top of the backswing, there's definitely more hip rotation. You can see some daylight there between your legs. The right leg now is straightened, whereas here you've maintained the right knee flex a little bit too long and there's no daylight between the knees. So even though the hips aren't working ideally on this middle screen, they're working much better than what we see here on the far left. As a result, the arms have travelled a little bit further in the golf swing, club face isn't quite as shut, and like I said, during your next session I want to work extensively on that takeaway piece. We're going to hammer P1 to P2 and get that boxed off before we progress any further. Good luck with it. If there's any questions between now and when we get together next, feel free to contact me, and you can touch base with Mark and arrange a convenient date. And as we said, rather than do 2 1-hour sessions separately, we'll do a 2-hour session combining the both of you, which I think will be far more entertaining for yourselves and a lot more productive also. So good luck with it. Have a great Christmas and look forward to getting the dates from you and working with you again soon. Well done.